Cooper Howard, the ghoul, and his dog, I think that one of the most interesting psychological aspects is this fall from grace. Him being this amazing hero that everyone looks up to, then becoming someone that is reviled. The dog really does link him back to his humanity. I think that it is this reminder, and so the way that he treats the dog as the show continues continually changes. And so let's take a look at that as well, and to see if perhaps the dog is actually that thing that pulls him back a little bit faster towards his humanity. So we're going to be cutting out some of the graphic parts of the video, but if you want to catch all of them, you can catch them on Nebula, where we'll have the uncensored version.
What about the dog?
He ain't mine.
It's funny that he kind of talks about the dog not being his, and he just kind of lets the dog go. But it seems like as he regains parts of his humanity, his relationship with the dog is also increasing. And I might even say that it might be the inverse, that the more that he feels this affection towards the dog, he remembers his undying love, that loyalty that dogs show, a lot of the values that he himself has and used to hold dear that he had lost along the way. Now in this case, the dog is definitely a tool in order to be able to find his master, but did he do that because of his innate feeling of caring for animals, or is it only a really smart way in order to find his bounty? Okay, baby, we're gonna let you go, okay? Because you're making little whiny noises, and everyone's gonna hear. You see that sense of happiness, not just of how smart his actions are. The dog is now also resurrected just like he was. He's a ghoul also like him. He has Dogmeat, which is kind of like the ghoul version of Roosevelt, who is Cooper's dog. Scene shows how close he was with his dog, how much he loved his dog, and they have this huge poster of his movie, A Man and His Dog, which I think is this great juxtaposition as his relationship of the ghoul and Dogmeat and how it evolves as well.
Man and his dog, that movie's great.
Yeah, I love that one too. It was my real dog. Beautiful home, Mr. Howard.
See how proud he is? He doesn't talk about himself or his movie. This shows how aligned he is with his pet, his person that is always there no matter what. And that's the wonderful thing about pets, is that they don't judge you for your actions. They don't care what you look like. And especially for the ghoul, that unconditional love, I think, really does start to slowly melt his heart.
Is Janie asleep?
She's reading Little House on the Prairie to Roosevelt.
Ah, does he like it?
That's his dog's name, Roosevelt.
What?
It's going to be hard on her, that's all.
What is?
You know, no dogs in the vaults.
Says who?
Do you hear the tone in his voice? There's a certain amount of oppositionalness. He doesn't like this rule, and who are the people that are making these rules? Especially when you become powerful in your life and have a lot of control over things, you can tell that he doesn't have this much respect for authority, and he doesn't just blindly follow. He asks questions, wonders why, and wonders who are the ones that are pulling the strings. He's already been subject to rules that he doesn't agree to, that he has to follow even though he doesn't like it.
Do I really have to kill him?
Cuts?
And having certain oppositional traits is actually really healthy for you. It's good to have questions about authority and why things are just happening. Only following can get you into trouble because you're just following rules without understanding why and how they're happening to you.
That's the policy. Yeah, dogs eat meat. It's an avoidable inefficiency.
That's not really the question, is it? All I'm asking is, who decided that there were no dogs in the vault? Who makes the rules? Because no dogs allowed, that is the new rule. Somebody decided that and didn't share it with anyone. I mean, what else do you have in store for us? Are the blue jumpsuits, are those mandatory? What if I don't want to wear a blue jumpsuit? What if I want to wear a green one?
And also that forced to have to follow arbitrary rules goes against his nature. These are the things that he wants, to be able to have choice. People really don't like having to follow rules when they don't understand them, especially for him being in the place in power when he's actually one of the faces of these rules. So I think that for him, it matters even more. For him having to be the face of something and you don't believe in all of the values underneath it, it's probably one of the reasons why he doesn't do commercials in the first place. And also for him, his dog is his companion. He enjoys and loves his dog, and he didn't think that he was going to have to leave him. Roosevelt is that hook for him to look into this further, to find out more and to see what's actually happening underneath the surface, because he cares about it. Did you see it? Yes, he was cuddling. Now, yes, the dog is useful to be able to lead him back to the bounty, but he does not have to give him little scritches underneath his jowls.
All right. Let's go find your daddy.
Definitely doing that as a sign of affection. So we can see that already some parts of his affection towards the dog are coming through. He's becoming attached. To show that scene just so that you can remember the positioning that he has with the dog in the upcoming scene, that it is exactly the same type of position that they both have. So that's kind of mirroring that memory of one dog to the other.
You're right, Roosevelt. What are you thinking?
It's kind of cute that Roosevelt in this case is a little bit of his conscience, because I think that later Dogmeat is a little bit of his conscience, a little bit of his memories of doing the right thing, trying to do the right thing. Sometimes doing the right thing is not always by the right way. For the Ghoul, it's definitely the ends justify the means.
Lloyd and Cassandra here are both scientists, specializing in the effects of radiation on human DNA.
That's right. And we'll be living and working right here in Vault 4, leading a community governed entirely by scientists.
Well, I may be a hero in the movies, but you all are heroes in real life.
And so this is the reminder that this is a project that he's the face of, that he's the name of. And so it really matters to him that these rules are being changed and what do they stand for, and he doesn't believe them anymore. And so he feels that it's only fair for him to find out the real reasons of what is happening and who is he going to be the face of. And that often happens to us at nighttime because there's less distractions, there's less things happening. We're left alone with our thoughts that can be good and can be bad. We end up with this time to be able to think and process and be able to make decisions because of those thoughts. It can happen in the daytime also, but for a lot of us, nighttime is kind of that witching hour when all of our fears, worries, and to-do lists kind of come back, and things that weren't important during the day suddenly seem vastly important at night.
Dogs in the vault, huh?
I love that Roosevelt is there with a little bit of judgment, but he still has to keep on going. I really love how much affection that he shows for Roosevelt, that he's also doing this for his sake and his safety.
I'm sorry, Dogmeat, but you ain't him.
All I'm thinking about is when the sea's like, please just pet him. Please just pet him. Because if he pets him, we know that even though he's not him, he's kind of his replacement him for it. And I think that in some ways, he's trying as hard as he can to push his humanity away from him so that he doesn't have to go by these rules that will make it so much harder for him to attain his goals. And also, then he'll have to start to feel guilty and bad for all of the things that he's done. A lot of times we would rather just paint ourselves as the bad guy and just throw us away because that would be easier than feeling guilty. So a lot of times the things that we were running away from is ourselves. And I don't think that he wants to get attached to Dogmeat either, because knowing how difficult this is, and who knows what happened to Roosevelt, but he's already lost a dog, that attachment, how much it hurts to have to lose him, especially in such a dangerous world that they're living in. He doesn't know what's going to happen, and that pain of loss is often too much for us to bear and go through again. And dogs, in the best of worlds, don't live that long in the first place, and he's lived for 200 years, and that loss would be many, though Dogmeat is part ghoul now, so maybe for Dogmeat it'll be different. I saw it. He did. He gave him some cuddles. I'm like, that's it. You're done. You're attached to this dog. Sorry. You may not have wanted to be, but now you're in it for the long haul.
We three, we're not a crowd. We're not even company. My echo.
And there we have it. All three of them together, yes, Dogmeat at his side, as he has to be. And so similar to Inception, when they had the little tiny spinning top, which was his anchor to the real world, I think that in a lot of ways the dog is his anchor to his past and his humanity. And that is the way that things work. Things that bring back memories can bring back parts of us that we've forgotten about. Memories, sense, people, and things. So this is a little bit of my thoughts on the ghoul and his journey to humanity. You can let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And if you like this video and I took the time to get dressed up, if you could take the time to press the little subscribe button, it actually would mean a lot to me. So thank you for watching the video. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.